Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Galactopod, where we talk about a galaxy worth of different topics. My name is Nico.
My name is Logan.
And recently, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 has begun airing. At the time of our recording, I think there are 2 episodes available.
3, because they released with 2, I think.
Yeah, they released with 2. I don't think they've released the 3rd one yet.
No, I think...
I don't know. Anyways, though, the beginning of the season for Season 2 is streaming right now. And we will obviously review that when that is done airing. But in preparation for that, we will be reviewing today Born Again Season 1. Because obviously we never have had the chance to do that before.
And we'll introduce the other thing after.
Yeah, we'll introduce the second segment when we get to it. But we will get to Season 2 when it's done airing. But we will be reviewing Season 1 today. And... you told me you don't think we'll agree. While I was watching it, I thought this was going to be something we would both agree on.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
I have to see what you give the rating.
Yeah.
And so do you want to start? I'm trying to start with pros after that.
Well, I have less cons than I do pros.
Okay, yeah, then let's start with cons.
You want to start with cons so we can get them out of the way? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll give our ratings first. Let me prop it up so I can do a clip for this. Our ratings for Born Again Season 1 in preparation for Season 2 when it finishes airing. 3, 2, 1, 9 out of 10. You gave it a 7.5?
Yeah.
Wow, I gave it a 9. You gave it a 7.5? Really?
Yeah. I do not think that was a 9 out of 10 show at all.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Oh wow, I didn't think you dislike it so much.
No.
Okay, wait, give me your first con. I want to know why.
Okay, I'll start very small. Or not even very small. So, the fight scenes, especially the ones where Daredevil was actually using the hook, it looked like it was out of a stage play, not a extremely expensive Marvel and Disney production. And I thought, literally, this was the first thing I wrote down when I was watching episode 1, when he is fighting Poindexter or Bullseye, and he, like, whenever you see him use the grappling hook, it is like...
The CGI is weird with that,
The CGI is bad. It looks awful. The choreography, I will say, is pretty decent, although you can tell it's fake in a lot of scenarios, especially with Daredevil. Less so with Punisher. I like Punisher's fight scenes a lot.
Okay.
But Daredevil's fight scenes, I did not like. I think the only one that I really liked of him was probably his fight scene with Muse in The Office.
Really? So you didn't like the Bullseye first episode fight scene at all?
I like the story implications. I didn't like how it looked.
Really?
Like I liked some of his actions. Like I liked how he threw him off the roof, but I didn't like how the fight looked at all. If we're talking about just like the visuals of the fight, like I thought every time we saw Kingpin fighting, like when he fought Adam, I thought that looked better than Daredevil fights.
Wow. Okay. That is a lot of people are going to disagree with you on that.
I didn't like the choreography. Like, okay, the choreography wasn't bad, but you can tell it's fake. And when I can tell something's fake in a show, I just don't like. And a lot of the effects they used, it literally looked like a stage play. Like I've gone to theaters where they've done like fight scenes in like the plays. There was not that big of a difference.
Okay, that's definitely a take. I might have to clip that because I don't know how people on TikTok will agree with that.
Bro, you can go back and watch those scenes.
Okay, no, I've watched them. Like we'll talk about them later, I guess. I'm gonna give my first con because I just want to kind of get this con out of the way because it's nothing against this show in particular, but I feel like it is worth mentioning because it is starting to get on my nerves, especially by the start of the season. I understand. By the end of the season, it gets to a certain point. Where the fuck is Peter? Where is Spider-Man, bro?
Oh, yeah, because they actually mentioned him multiple times.
Yes, because they mentioned him throughout the show. I'm like, dude, because it gets to a certain point. During the events of Hawkeye, Thunderbolts, Born Again, and other projects that I can't think about right now, that are set in New York, that have consequences in New York, he's nowhere to be seen. Like, I need them to address that in Brand New Day.
Wonder Man as well. Is in New York.
Oh, yeah, but Wonder Man wasn't like a big scale thing.
Yeah.
But like, dude, by the end of Born Again, where is Peter, bro? Like, I know Peter's life, he has no life outside of Spider-Man anymore. Where is he?
Yeah, especially considering Daredevil's one of his bigger, like, street tier team-ups. Like,
I know it's probably because of Sony. I know it's probably Sony's fault.
Probably is.
It probably is Sony's fault. But it gets to a certain point, bro, where it's like, if they don't address that in Brand New Day, that is a flaw in Brand New Day. I'm sorry. Because, like, dude, it gets to a certain point where it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, especially because they like 3 times Fisk says something about the man in the mask or the spider that crawls around.
I'm saying it's ridiculous, bro.
And it's like, you don't even have to give him a major role, because I understand you don't have the like. Even though it had a budget, you don't have the largest budget of all time.
Yeah, you can't get Tom Holland for fucking 4 episodes. Like, you can't.
But you could at least have Spider-Man appear on the front of a comic. You could, or not a comic, like a newspaper.
Yeah. Or like, just show us like some guys being webbed up.
Yes. Like, you don't even have to pay Tom Holland.
You don't even have to show Spider-Man. Just imply that he's there. But like, where the fuck is Peter? Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it for too long because it's nothing against the show. But fuck me, bro.
It is a writing thing, because Peter stays to
I wouldn't
normally,
even say it's a writing thing. No, because he lives in Manhattan at this point.
Or no, he stays in Manhattan. Yeah,
he lives in Manhattan at this point with his apartment that we saw at the end.
But I thought that was kind of like their whole thing with their street tiers, is they let them have their borough of New York. So Daredevil has Hell's Kitchen, and he like rarely ventures out of it when he's fighting crime.
Yeah, but Spider-Man is almost always like the majority of New York as a whole. That's why he's always teaming up with Daredevil.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I guess that makes more sense.
Because Spider-Man's like the king of street tiers, pretty much. Mm-hmm. In Marvel, at least. So, I don't know. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Give your next con.
Okay, no, I'll do this one. So, this was probably one of my least favorite things about this season.
Okay.
And it is the main female leads, minus Kirsten, were just unbelievably underwhelming.
Okay.
So to me, that is Vanessa and Heather. So...
You thought Vanessa was underwhelming?
I'll explain why. Heather, she's on... One, at the end of the season, she pissed me off more as the season went on.
Yeah.
Like, I really liked her at the start of the season.
Yeah.
But my main thing is, they were trying so hard to force her into the plot. It is unbelievable, dude. Like, okay, you want to make her Matt's girlfriend? Fine. You want to make her a therapist that works with Wilson and Vanessa? Okay. But then doing the whole Muse plotline where he's obsessed with Heather? Here's my thing with that. You can do that. Like, there's no problem in doing that. It makes sense. It's a psychologically deranged man of being obsessed with a therapist that's going to write about reviewing your true self and all of this. They don't elaborate on it well, other than when he directly says it to her face and he's at her book signings.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Muse appears in episode 5 for the first, or maybe he appears for 2 seconds in episode 4, like a few minutes in episode 5, and then he gets killed in episode 6 or 7.
I have stuff to say about Muse as well. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
So like, you're having this dude appear, and it literally just feels like he's tied to Heather because you want to give Heather a really big role because they're setting her up for season 2 with her being on the fucking the Fisk administration and everything. Yeah. But it's like they forced her in so many ways. Like, we know she has a relationship with Kirsten because it is addressed when they meet each other. Yet we see them share 0 lines together. Maybe 1 line when Matt's in the hospital.
Yeah, because even when they're in the hospital, I think they have 1 line.
Like, towards each other. Everything else is at Matt. And it's like, dude, this is ridiculous. You've set yourself up for something and then you just deliver nothing with it.
Yeah, I mean...
And then, okay, wait, and I forgot to mention Vanessa. Vanessa, I feel like, is the opposite. And this is something, I liked her...
You don't think they did enough with her, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I liked her more and more as the season went on. Mm-hmm. But early... And it's like, I understand, Vanessa needs to be on screen. It makes a lot of sense why she's on screen. Mm-hmm. I liked her character. I just felt like there were certain scenes of her, like, actor that I just didn't like the way she, like, delivered lines or portrayed. And there was one specific scene where it was Vanessa and Heather. Or no, there were 2 scenes where it was just them 2. One in the therapist's office when Heather asked Vanessa if she's getting beaten. And then 2 in the ballroom. Bro, that scene in the ballroom might have been one of the worst shots I've seen in a DC show. Like, it was...
You mean Marvel?
Marvel or DC show, I mean. Or not Marvel or Disney. Because, okay, it's them 2 talking to each other, and they're in a crowd. So they have the camera pan through, like, the arms of the crowd. So you can only see one face at a time. And, like, it's the most inorganic because they want to pan to the face of the person that's talking every single time. But every time they pan, there's then, like, a second-long gap in between their speaking. So it literally sounds like a stage play where they're having to remember their lines before they're speaking. It sounded so bad. It looked so bad.
Wow, okay.
I hated it. I
don't know. I didn't even really notice it. But, like, I guess it's not wrong. I don't know. I liked Vanessa. I don't know. I thought her actress did really well too.
No, okay. in the last few episodes of the season, I loved Vanessa. But in the when I wrote that note, it was in the first 5 episodes. I felt like she just did nothing when she should have been probably the star, honestly.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I have something to talk about, especially about Muse and Heather later. So I'll definitely talk more about that later. But I'll give my next one. And okay, this isn't the rarest criticism for this show. It's something people have said about Daredevil in general for a very long time. Because I'm not gonna pretend I'm the biggest into Daredevil comics, but from what I know, this is kind of just his character thing. But I'm so tired of the repetitive nature of Matt treating Daredevil like an addiction, that plot point. It gets so tiring, cause dude, it gets to a certain point where it's either be Daredevil or don't be Daredevil. Cause it feels like every single season of the Netflix show and season 1 of Born Again, it's the same internal struggle every time. Every time it's in the way that the characters in this show specifically, because we're talking about this show, the way they talk to him about Daredevil, you would think he's a drug addict.
Specifically Cherry. Cherry.
Not even just Cherry. It's the first sequence with Foggy.
Oh, that
and
one
he's
was bad,
maybe I didn't want to give you an excuse. Why are you talking to him he's a crack addict?
He didn't even say maybe. He's no, and literally they flash back to his face in that scene when Matt's remembering him. He's going I'm sorry, I didn't want to give you a reason. Yeah, and it's dude, why are you treating him like he's a crack addict? Why are you acting like this guy's not genuinely out there saving lives? Yeah.
What are we talking about? And so it's listen, I understand the complexity of Matt being Daredevil in terms of he's the most religious person on the world, but he's dressing like a devil. That's a good contradictory thing to do in terms of writing. So I understand that part. But I can't stand it when they treat it where it's he has an addiction or something. I can't stand it when they do that, bro. Because it's either be Daredevil or don't be. But don't be sitting here talking about Cherry every 2 seconds. He's I like the Matt I've seen this year. Why are you acting like he got out of rehab?
Yeah, bro.
It's ridiculous, bro.
No, that is ridiculous, and I completely agree. And while I don't like that plot point, I think they did some interesting things, not with that plot point, but something else. I'm going to mention it later in my pros, specifically. But my next one, okay, this is a very specific line from Heather after the attack from Muse. When she goes and it says, and this is when I think her character goes from being a pretty good character to just dog shit, just utter dog shit. She goes and when Matt is talking to her, and she goes, Daredevil and Muse are the same.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking,
she's a therapist as well. That's crazy.
You are a therapist. You are literally, you are doing a study on the mask. You are a very well-renowned therapist, author as well. You should have a very deep connection to the human brain and how some people's works, even the craziest of people, because therapists see a lot of that.
Yeah, and just simplifying it as they're the same.
Especially when you watch the dude leap through a window, shoot a hook through this guy's shoulder when he's trying to clavicle.
Clavicle.
Okay.
No, stop. Clavicle.
When he's trying to run and stab you, and you're gonna simplify it to all people masks are the same. They're just afraid of the consequences of whatever.
That's ridiculous.
It was the stupidest thing ever, because you're looking at this. Daredevil runs in, sews your wounds so you don't bleed to death before the rescue gets there. Sees all of the fame get taken away from it, and never once makes a statement saying he was the one that saved you. Because it was in the press that the task force is the one that saved Heather.
Yeah.
The task force killed Muse, all of that. And you are still going to sit there and say to Matt's face, which obviously she doesn't know he's Daredevil, but to Matt's face, who is very clearly questioning you.
Okay, by the end of the season, how did she not know? How does she not know?
I'm surprised Fisk didn't tell her. That's what genuinely shocked me.
Well, the only reason why Fisk didn't tell us is because he didn't get the chance to.
Yeah, because Matt got shot before.
Yeah.
But, I'm sitting there and I'm how are you, you're dumb. And
she's really dumb, yeah.
They're dumbing down a character who's supposed to be really smart. And they set her up as really smart in the first few episodes. And I'm this is just so shit. And they do this with love interests so often.
Yeah.
Like, they did it with Iris in The Flash.
Oh god, don't get me started.
Like, in season 1, she was a pretty smart reporter and all of that. But the more, like, they involved her, the dumber she got.
Yeah.
And I hated it. I don't know why they, like, superhero shows always need, like, to make a strong female character into, like, a damsel in distress. Or, like, a damsel who doesn't know she's in distress.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I can't say I disagree with a lot of that, man. I'm gonna move on to my personal least favorite character of this season or of this show. And I'm very surprised you haven't mentioned him at this point. Because genuinely, I don't think he had a single good scene where, like, every scene he was in, I'm like, I can't stand this guy. I cannot for the life of me stand Daniel. I fucking hate this guy, bro. He is so annoying. He genuinely might rival Stilgar from Dune as the biggest dick sucker in the world.
I had one written down. I was just waiting to get to it.
He cannot keep Fisk out of his mouth, bro. It is insane. I've never seen, like, a grown-ass man in a television show be this, like, stupid.
There's a specific reason I haven't shit on Daniel, and it's because I know exactly why he's in the show. But I can't say he was a good character at all.
He was terrible. He was terrible.
He was meant to be.
In what world is Fisk giving him the trust and the responsibility that he gets from him? Yeah. Why? Like,
because what Fisk's whole thing is like absolute loyalty. Like, bro, when they said at the start,
dude, I don't care. Absolute loyalty. The motherfucker's, like, I want to say words about him that I can't say right now on YouTube. Because this motherfucker is so dumb. Like, how are you trusting him with this much responsibility, bro? I don't care if he's loyal. Like, Fisk is not that dumb to entrust a guy like this.
Yeah, bro. Listen, all I'm going to say is, have you ever seen Wonder?
Wonder? Which?
The movie?
Oh, no, I have not seen it, no.
Okay. Next point. No, but, like, I'm going to talk about why he's in the show. Because I don't like his character at all, but I understand why he's in the show. And it's actually something I liked about the show.
I mean, I think I know what you're gonna say. I just hated his character, though.
Yeah. Okay, here's my next one.
Okay.
For about 80% of this show, it's just outright not a superhero show.
Okay,
this was I'm not gonna say a political drama, but this was
that's fair. I think that's fair.
It was a political drama / detective show.
That's fair.
For about 7 hours of runtime.
That's fair. I'll give you that for sure. I'll give you that. And part of that is because they want to play fucking Matt and Daredevil as an addiction.
Which is stupid. I don't know why they do, like, they do that with a lot of characters as well. They do that with a lot of, like...
Yeah, but this one is extreme, though. This is a very extreme version of that.
It is a very extreme version, and it's because he's the devil that they make it so extreme.
Yeah.
But it's so stupid to me. I hate it. And, like, that whole thing... And I can understand why Matt goes so long without the mask. It's like... Okay, me going out like this just got my best friend killed. Because up until he finds out Vanessa did it, for all he knows, Bullseye was just targeting him just because of a personal vendetta and then took Foggy out because of it.
Yeah, it was just a grudge.
So it's like, I understand why he goes away from Daredevil, but it was so unbelievably stupid. It was so unbelievably dragged out. The fact that I had to wait until, I think episode 6 was when he puts it back on and goes save the niece from Muse.
Yeah.
So I see it for 20 seconds in episode 1, and then I think it literally was almost 7 hours of runtime between the next time he puts the suit on.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is ridiculous for a superhero show.
It is. It is.
No, and not even for a superhero show. For a superhero show that has, like, how many seasons does the original Daredevil have? 5?
Three. It does not have 5 or 6.
Okay, but, like, 3 seasons of build-up. It's not like Wonder Man where it's the origin story. Like, this dude has been Daredevil, bro. I should not have to wait 7 hours of him being Matt Murdock the lawyer. Like, if I wanted that, I would just go watch Suits.
I mean, that is fair. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just really liked the parts where he was out of the suit.
Like, no, I think and I liked it as well just because Charlie Cox is amazing.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, let's talk about that later. But...
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that, though. I do think... Like, and I think that was a very big criticism of the show when it did come out, when season 1 did come out, was that people were upset that, like, we're seeing this again in a Daredevil show for the fucking 5th time where he's not wearing the suit because he's too conflicted and da-da-da-da. And it's like...
At least as far as I know, from season 2, it's not going to continue that way.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah, because I still haven't watched the episodes yet. But, yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with you on that. I think as a whole, me and you especially, I think we're very tired of projects that make you wait until the last episode to finally see the superhero in their costume.
Yeah. And this is another thing. That, like, superhero entrance into the bar at the end, in, like, episode 8 or 9,
no,
where you see, like, the bartender, like, look at him and all of that. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit ever. Only one person in here knows who you are. Or no, like,
that was episode 9. That was the last sequence, I think.
Yeah, it was I think it was the last scene.
It was like the last sequence,
I get you always want the cinematic team-up moment, but, like, who are you teaming up with, bro? Karen?
Well, I don't know if you know, but they are actually going to give him people to team up with in this next season.
Well, yeah, next season I know, because, like, but it's still stupid.
Yeah, but, is it my turn or your turn? My turn, I think.
Your turn.
Right? Yeah. I'm gonna say something that is obvious, and maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just like nitpicking when I say this. But even towards the end of the season, I was still thinking about this. I never really got over it. Bullseye should have died when Matt threw him off that building.
Yeah, the fact that he survived is crazy.
It really felt like a big cop-out to not give Matt the guilt of killing someone. Because it's like, dude... Because, okay, I watched the first, like, 7 episodes of this season, like, a long time ago, before we even started this podcast. And back then, I was annoyed that he survived. Rewatching it again, like, for the whole way through this time, the second time I saw that shit, I'm like, this is insane.
You want to know why?
He should never survive.
You want to know why? This is a leak I've heard, or not even a leak. This is what I've heard from season 2. Is because they're trying to take him on, like, an anti-hero redemption arc path.
Oh, no, it's very clear that they're trying to do that. You could tell that just by the end of season 1.
Yeah.
But,
which is the dumbest thing ever, because in the comics, Bullseye is, like, the biggest sadist, most sadistic, like, craziest villain in, like, all of Marvel. And it's, like, so crazy that you're giving him the redemption arc.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he deserves it. But, like, I also do believe that, like... I thought when the show first started, I'm like, oh my god, they're not pulling their punches. They killed Foggy that quick.
Yeah.
And then you do a fake out with fucking Bullseye where, if anything, I think Foggy had a better chance of living than fucking Bullseye should have had. Because yes, Foggy gets shot, and he gets shot pretty bad. Matt survived almost that exact same shot when he took a shot for Fisk in this same season.
No, it was not almost. Foggy got shot right here through his lungs and presumably his heart. Matt got shot in the shoulder. That's a big difference.
But, like, I'm saying, though, I think, Foggy probably had a higher chance of survivability than what's his name? Fucking Bullseye should have had.
We're going to disagree there, bro. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know. I don't know. I just think, even if that's all relevant anyways, he shouldn't have survived.
No, he shouldn't have survived. But, like, you could hear the blood going into Foggy's lungs after he got shot, because he got shot through the lung.
Dude, no, yeah, but like...
Bullseye, after already being injured and then being thrown off the building onto hard concrete from 3 stories up.
Yeah,
and he literally belly flopped. It's not like he landed on...
ridiculous.
Like, oh, if you say he landed on his leg and fucking shattered his knee...
Dude, he fell like 4 stories.
He fell like 3 or 4 stories face first, basically.
Yeah,
him surviving that was ridiculous. And if that was Matt's first kill, it would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it was just a cop-out to not give him the guilt of, like, killing someone.
Because they want to, like, keep him away from that because they want to do that dynamic with Punisher, like they did when they're in the apartment.
Yeah,
he's like, do it red. Do it red.
Oh, my God. Okay, do you have any other ones left?
I actually have a few, but they're kind of shorter.
Yeah, I also have a few that are shorter.
Here's my first one.
Uh-huh.
Karen and the Punisher. Actually, let's just start with Karen.
Okay.
Why are you still doing the romance thing with Karen when she shows up at the end of the season, when she's been gone for a year and he's literally dated someone else? Like, why? Like, I can understand why you did it because they have so much chemistry. She showed up in the first episode of Daredevil, like the original show, and she was there through the whole show and everything. But it's like, dude, you should have at least... I know him and Heather are very obviously falling out, but you should have at least respected what they had until you officially showed them separating.
I guess, but they also... It's not like they ever officially get together at the end either.
No, but they're just saying... She's just saying, like, bro, the line was, oh, did you hear my heartbeat speed up when I looked at you? And all
yeah, but that's... Okay, obviously that's flirting, but that's not like we're together now.
Yeah, anything. And there was one other line I forgot. Okay, and then I'm also going to go the weird thing of Punisher and Karen.
Okay.
Why are they establishing like a romance type of thing with Punisher and Karen, because Punisher is like the one character you never give a love interest to. You just never do. It disrespects what his character is.
I don't think it is a love interest, though.
I don't think it is a love interest, but the way they said it in the show, bro, they're saying like, oh, he's got a crush.
I'll say this,
and
though.
Karen
if you don't like that, because they barely did that, if at all, in this show. If you don't like that, if you look at Punisher's show on Netflix, half of it is just them flirting, bro. So you would hate that. They actually didn't do almost any of that here. They made it very clear here that it's pretty much just going to be Karen and Matt by the end of it.
Yeah, but like, dude, it didn't make sense to me at all. And the fact that Karen is the one that finally pushes him to go out and everything, which like I like that they went out.
I like that it was her, though.
I do like that it was her, but I don't like that it was her. I don't like that he has a love interest, even if it's not an official like they're gonna be together thing. Like, I don't like the flirting and everything, and I don't like.
You talking about Punisher and Karen? Or are you talking about Matt and Karen?
Punisher and Karen.
Oh well, yeah, no, that's different. Though.
Yeah, and I don't like. Oh, and this is another thing about the Punisher I don't like. I don't like how he only mentions his son. Like, a big part of his plot point is that it's his kids and his wife. He
mentions his son in this specifically, but that's because he mentioned the other ones before.
Well, no, he mentions the other one before, but in this, I'm talking about specifically this season, when he's talking to Matt, he's like, I hear my baby boy every time I stop, or like, all of that, like, he only mentions his son. Like, you would think he never had a wife.
No, but like, the only reason why I think he only mentions his son is because of like, because you didn't watch a lot of the Netflix stuff leading up to this, right?
I watched an okay amount of Daredevil, and I've never seen Punisher.
Well, yeah, so he does, like, he mentions them all the time. So I think they just didn't want to reiterate all of that.
I guess, but still,
I didn't mind that at all. That he only meant. Like, I didn't even think about it that way. But I'll give my next one. This is like my last like big one, even though it is short, and that has to do with an entire episode in particular. And I think you already know what I'm gonna say. It's the bank heist episode. I fucking hated it. The Irish motherfuckers were so dumb. The one motherfucker with like the main one, the green one, was so annoying.
And the fact that
why did we dedicate an entire episode to this, man? An entire episode. It's like, dude, what are we doing?
We made Kamala Khan's dad the main character of an episode.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, because in every other episode, like, I don't know what it was, but this was in every other episode, bro. You're switching between perspectives. I don't think you see Fisk at all in that whole episode. Yeah. I don't think you get a single sequence of Fisk at all. No, but
like, I will say, they referenced a lot of different... Fisk was in that episode, I think, once. But they referenced a lot of...
maybe at the beginning. But after, like, it's like 10 or 15 minutes in, it's just all the bank heist.
Yeah, they referenced a lot of other... they referenced other heroes. Like, at first, I didn't even realize that it was Miss Marvel. And then, like, I'm listening, I'm like, oh, this dude's last name is Khan, and his daughter's name is Kamala. Okay.
Yeah.
But they also referenced Miles Morales early in the season. I don't know if you caught it.
When did they reference
Or they didn't directly reference him. But when they're in the court, and they're reading police reports of... The police reports of White Tiger helping the police. He read a report from a police chief or from a police officer Morales.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Which I picked that up while I was watching. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's a good find. I did not clock that at all.
No.
Do you have any more left?
That's my last big one. If I think of any while we're doing the pros, I'll bring it up really fast. But...
Okay, I only have 2 more left. My last one, or not my last one. No, it's like my third to last one. You've already talked a lot about Heather as a character, so I'm not going to reiterate a lot of what you said. My thing was, Heather and Matt together just feels so fabricated to me. Like, they are just so weird together. Like, I can't even explain it. It just feels so wrong. Like, for most of the fucking thing, I'm literally sitting there watching them. I'm like, they will not be together by the end of the season. We're waiting for Karen to come back. Because, there is no, like... The chemistry between them is okay, but it's like these two, like, philosophically are just in different leagues, bro. Like,
do you know what a bell curve looks like?
A bell curve? What it looks like?
Where it goes like that. That's what it reminded me of in this season. They started off their first meeting. I don't know how they got a second meeting after that first one. And then it went, and their next, like, few appearances together on screen, I'm like, that's pretty good. And then it just went straight down to shit.
The second he even, like... It started a little before this. Once Buck showed up at her front door, that solidified it for me. I'm like, yeah, this couple's cooked.
Yeah, they're done.
This couple is cooked. But yeah, I'll give my next one as my second to last one. I don't like Muse as a villain. I thought he was pretty underwhelming. I'm not gonna hammer too much about that because you've already talked about that a little bit. But my big thing that I was thinking while I was seeing Muse on my screen was, I cannot stand the actor for Muse. I cannot stand that fucking guy. And the reason why is because I told you this a while ago, before we started doing this podcast, like a month before we started doing it. I was bored. I was looking through Netflix. I was looking for shows to watch, and I clicked on Wednesday Addams to fucking watch on Netflix because I didn't know what else to watch. And he is like the fucking Jekyll and Hyde character in the fucking show, and it was the worst performance I've ever seen in my life from a villain in my life. And the second I saw this guy, before I even knew he was Muse, the second I saw him in the fucking book signing for Heather, I'm like, oh, not this fucking guy again. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, okay, we haven't seen him again. I'm happy I don't gotta worry about this guy. And then I find out he's fucking Muse. I wanted to kill myself. Dude. I'm like, bro, this guy's acting is so bad. I hate this guy, bro.
The second I saw him pop up in Heather's office, I'm like, I already know this.
Literally, bro, you knew exactly where it was going. Because, like, they also were, like, intersecting it with, like, I forget who it was. I think it was Detective Kim talking to Fisk about why she thinks it's him.
That's the same Detective Kim from the Spider-Man games, right?
No, I don't think so.
I thought that was just on-screen.
I think you're talking about Yuri.
Oh, Yuri. Okay, yeah.
But like so you knew it was him, and I was like, dude, why did they get him? Why him? And this is like, I'm sorry, like when he's like doing that weird thing when he's like trying to look crazy while he's talking to her, he's like, oh, the one thing you're wondering is can I get to the door in time? I'm like, yo, no one is gonna take you serious. You look like a twink. Like, I can't.
When he popped up on the screen, I like deep down I knew he was Muse, but I'm looking at him, I'm like, there's no way this dude is wide enough, because we saw a shot of Muse's back and he was like broad as shit.
Muse was broad as fuck, but it's obviously just because of the clothing, I guess. But like, fuck, bro.
Nah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I have one more that is a nitpick. I'll say it really quickly. And it isn't a real con. But the amount of times during this show where I heard the words, is that a threat? and the other character responds like, no, it's a warning, or no, it's advice, or no, it's, bro. The amount of times, bro, where he's like, is that a threat? Are you threatening me? I'm like, yo, did the writers, like, have a brain fart? These motherfuckers say that every 20 seconds, it feels like. At least 3 times an episode, I hear someone saying, is that a threat?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, holy fuck.
Okay, hold on. You said you have 14 pros?
Yeah, I have a lot of pros.
Okay, well, we're gonna blaze.
Because I did give it a 9 out of 10.
We're gonna blaze through these a little bit.
Okay, give yours first.
Okay, here was arguably one of my favorite ones. The cinematography in certain shots.
Yeah.
So I have specifically written down here in episode 1 when Matt is looking up at Fisk on the roof, or I don't know if they're directly looking at each other, but like the camera pans back and forth, and you see the red light flashing on and off Matt's house.
Yeah.
And then it pans to Fisk, and he has the shadow on his back, which is meant to signify like the Kingpin is behind him in that scene, and all of that. That's beautiful. And when Matt gets shot, and they do the same thing, like invert it, and they have it be like all red and black, like this like deep like shadow like looking thing with like a red light. It was beautiful.
Some of the color grading in the season was beautiful, bro.
It's good, bro. And then you go and compare it to James Gunn's Superman, and you're like, wow.
Okay. I'll give my first one. I actually, like, people are gonna disagree with this. I actually really thought the opening sequence of episode 1 was pretty good.
Oh, fuck yeah,
like,
I agree.
I know some people had issues with like the character decisions they made with like Foggy's death and with like Karen and Matt like going away from each other for the whole season. I didn't mind it as much because like it is kind of understandable with the circumstances. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was decent.
Yeah, I didn't mind that Karen went away. I thought that made sense. It just annoyed me that they had Kirsten like set up to do such a big thing, and then they did nothing with her the whole season. But yeah, because I do think she delivered a better performance than
Heather. You think?
Than Heather, Vanessa.
Not Vanessa. No, not Vanessa.
No, because Vanessa got more screen time. I think when Kirsten was on screen, she delivered really good, like her lines.
I mean, I guess
because Vanessa got more important stuff and everything.
I still think Vanessa was just insanely good.
I think she was really good in the last few episodes, bro. In the first few episodes, I was very underwhelmed by Vanessa. Okay, my next one, the niece. What was her name? It was
God, I don't remember.
Something Ayala. I can't remember her first name. But that girl did such an amazing job
good.
I don't know how old she was at the time of filming, but like
she couldn't have been older than like 13.
Her delivery, bro, when she was in that conference room with Matt,
it was so good. So genuinely, good.
That scene changed my opinion of the show. I was gonna give the show like a 6 out of 10 before that scene.
Really?
Yeah, I did not like everything before that scene, pretty much. And then they showed that scene, and I was like, like that was like the turning point of the season for me, because obviously that's when it started turning more into a superhero show and everything.
Yeah, it actually made me really happy that she did so good, because like we've been pretty unfortunate that like almost every single thing we've reviewed on this podcast that has something to do with a child actor, we have like they just unfortunately suck, and we have to like very nicely be like, I know they're a child, but they were pretty bad. No, but like, I actually really like. It made me really happy that she did
something else big. Her face is.
I have no idea,
but like, no, but she did.
It made me so happy that she did so good, because I'm like, we can finally say that a child actor did good on the fucking podcast, because we have yet to say that yet.
No, but like literally, I think she delivered one of the stronger performances in the season with
very little, yeah,
with a percentage of the screen time of a lot of other characters.
For sure, yeah, she's way better than fucking Daniel. Oh my god, I hate Daniel. I'll give my next one.
I'll get to Daniel in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll give my next one. The dynamic between Wilson and Vanessa is so fucking good, bro. And seeing how he handles with Adam, and like how that pushes him into like his darker tendencies and stuff. Like every scene he had with Adam was so fucking good.
I agree.
The scene, like Wilson and Vanessa together, like was so good.
When she shot Adam in the head, I was like, that was
this is like Wilson and Vanessa from the comics, bro.
Yeah.
Like this is like the Kingpin with like, yeah, it was so good. It was so good. They know what they're doing with those two characters.
No, bro. Yeah. Like, and that's why I say like I liked
and as an extension of that, I would say this now so we could like get it out of the way as well. Fisk and Matt together is also just fucking every time.
What's his name? It's like Vincent
D'Onofrio, yeah.
D'Onofrio. Other than Charlie Cox, he like there were scenes where like they're talking to him and you see his like face twitching when he's
oh my god, he does that so well.
He does it so perfectly.
He does it so well.
And it's like, and I don't know how Charlie Cox plays a blind man.
He plays the blind man so well that it's hurt him, because every other project he's in, they just see him as the blind guy.
Yeah, but like the way he like tilts his head when he gets mad, because he obviously can't look at people when he's mad. Mm-hmm. Like the way he like tilts his head away, and you can see him like his jaw tighten, and like, you can see like the gears in his brain turning, basically. Yeah. Like, bro, they're
both so good.
Their deliveries, they basically are perfect. Like the only thing I didn't like about Vincent is he sounds like he's about 2 seconds away from lung failure every time he's talking.
But it makes it so good,
It makes it good. No, it makes it so good. It makes sense. I understand why it's the voice, but it's just sometimes I'm listening to it and I'm like, dude, if this was a smoking causes cancer ad, I would not be surprised.
I mean, yeah. No, I have it written down here that the two leads, Vincent and Charlie Cox, Matt and Fisk, whatever you want to say.
No,
they both give phenomenal performances.
They carry the show in a lot of ways.
Like, these two were born to play these characters, and they do not have a bad scene at all.
No, yeah.
They don't have a single bad scene where I'm like, oh, he missed on that one. His performance wasn't that. No. It's fucking peak.
No,
even when they're in bad scenes, like when bad stuff is happening around them, they're the saving grace every time.
Yeah, they're like the only thing that keeps it up.
Yes.
Like, okay, I'm just gonna talk about Charlie Cox for a second. Even ignoring him in as the Daredevil persona, or where he's like struggling with the Daredevil, which I think he carries that dynamic, because that's not good writing considering how often they've done it.
Yeah.
But he does it so well.
Yeah.
But even when he's just in the courtroom and all of that, it is entertaining to watch him be in the courtroom and like see his dynamics, see how well he delivers everything.
Yeah. You want to give your next one, or is it me?
This is okay. I was gonna say, I did not like the soundtrack for about 95% of the season, but then they had a Radiohead pop up in the last scene.
Yep, that was my last one. My last one was a Radiohead needle drop in the finale is insane.
No, and yeah, everything in its right place was the perfect song.
Yeah, that was a perfect one.
And literally, I was like, no, because I was full prepared to put like shit on the soundtrack of this one, because I'm like,
dude, I got so hyped when I heard that shit. I was like, oh my god.
No, because I was so annoyed they didn't delve more into the religious, like they didn't put more religious tracks and everything, even though they just didn't do it enough. But then Radiohead in that last scene where you're seeing the whole panning of like the whole task force.
Yeah, the whole city pretty much. Yeah.
I was like, that's perfect. Yeah,
perfect.
That was really fucking good.
Yeah.
That's like that. So that is like, I think the only better usage of Radiohead in a media was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with Creep.
Maybe.
I think that's the only time I've seen. And Radiohead's been in a lot of projects, like shockingly, for how big they are.
That was so good. Yeah. I'm gonna give my next one. I actually really liked the White Tiger stuff in this season. Some people didn't like it. I thought first off, it was a very creative way to push Matt to wear the suit again. And it was just overall a very good plot line. and obviously with his whole case, and the twist of him being killed was also really fucking good as well.
Yeah, the way it was just in a brief moment.
Yeah, it was so abrupt, and the way that it was abrupt was like so good, because you're like, oh my god, he actually like won, like the system actually won, and then you realize it didn't fucking win.
You see him walking out, you're like, you knew something was about to happen, you just didn't expect it like that.
Yeah,
bro.
You didn't expect it like that, because it was so like, you thought maybe he would get a fighting chance. Like, no, you're just getting a bullet to the head.
I was expecting, oh, maybe they pull out a new bat, or maybe it's Kingpin himself, or maybe it's, something crazy.
Yeah, and then it's just like, nope, just bullet to the head. And it was so good.
And I will say, when you saw the Punisher logo pop up on the chest, was also nice.
Yeah.
And I have something to talk about that right now.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to word it carefully here, because you really can't talk about this show without talking about the real life political inspiration.
God. Yeah, be really careful here, bro.
Yeah,
be very careful.
So obviously, the Punisher symbol has been misused.
Oh god. Okay, I don't think we should talk about this, I'm gonna be honest.
No, you have to mention about the show, because it is directly written into the show.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spend about 5 minutes talking about this, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
But the Punisher symbol is misused a lot in real life.
In this show and in real life.
In this show, and that's why they did it in the show. That's why they have the gang of evil cops that are being allowed to violate the Constitution, like a certain real life organization.
Oh god.
Oh god. And that's why they have all of them using that symbol, obsessing over Punisher. And that's why arguably my favorite scene of the show is when Punisher sits there and tells them, you guys are fucking stupid.
Yeah, I did like that, yeah. That was a good scene.
But that was part of the reason I liked Daniel, even though I thought his character was absolutely horrible. I thought they were really brave for including all of the political inspiration in this show, especially because Daniel is meant to represent real life followers of.
Oh god, stop.
Real life blind followers.
Okay, yeah.
Because they say he the reasoning for why Daniel was there is he canvassed 2,000 signatures by himself and he was really cheap. And then Daniel literally just does everything Fisk says without saying. He's like, frankly, because you get shit done. That's his whole reasoning, which we've heard that before, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah, we have. Okay, let's move on. What's my next point here that I have? Okay, I thought Heather being the couples therapist for Fisk and Vanessa was such a good twist, and it was also just really fucking funny. Yeah. I did not expect that to happen, and when it did fucking happen, I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. It also is a little bit okay, let's give Heather something else to do.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
That's why I didn't like it, because it felt forced. But
it didn't feel forced. It did feel because it is one of the only original characters that you're introducing in this season, and you're giving her this much to do. It's okay.
Yeah, but they didn't really elaborate on a lot of it that well. That's
what I'm saying. I like that it was they introduced her in this season and gave her this much to do off rip. It's I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, and my last thing in this season is, well, this isn't my last thing, but just the Punisher. I just really liked every scene with him. Obviously...
Dude, I thought the cameo in episode 4...
Yeah.
Their conversation was perfect.
Yeah, everyone... Even if you haven't watched the show or engaged in Disney Marvel shows in a long time, you've probably seen that conversation or heard it somehow. That's because that's how good it is.
It's so good.
It's
so unbelievably good.
That is their two philosophies completely clashing. It is at that point, broken Frank, or not broken, but beat down Frank.
Yeah.
Versus an at that point broken Matt.
Yeah.
And it's their two philosophies trying to fight each other, and it was just perfect.
John Bernthal was born to play the Punisher, man. Yeah. He's so good with that role, and bro, it's so funny.
Dude, have you seen
that, every time he's on screen, it feels like
know something?
Every 2 seconds, let me tell you something. You want to know something? Let me tell you something.
People have made actual 5-minute long compilations.
Dude, because it's every role that he
My question
gets.
Is, do we think he says it in the Odyssey?
Dude, fuck yes, he says it in the Odyssey, bro. You know he's going to. He's going to be even if he has to change the language of it in order to fit the time, he's going to be like, let me tell you a story. Or some bullshit. He's going to say something. You know he is, bro. You can't cast John Bernthal on something and not have him say it at least 5 times. It's you want to know something? let me tell you, like, you have
Bro,
to, bro.
it's like, bro, he's trademarked that as much as fucking Samuel L. Jackson has trademarked motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
like,
Probably more. Like, I don't know, bro.
Probably
Like, it's
more,
insane.
honestly.
But I'll give another one here. I love how committed this show is to showing how good of a lawyer Matt is. Like, the cases we see him take on and win are super cool. Even the smaller ones, like the Leroy Bradley one was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah,
the one with the fucking corn, what was it? The corn flakes, the corn cob?
What was it? Armenian International Remembrance? That's what he walks across.
Oh, Latvian Heritage Day. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, he rizzed up that girl good as fuck. And she was bad as fuck too. She was fine as hell. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck he does it, bro.
No.
For a blind dude, bro, you wouldn't think so.
Yeah, that was like the only thing I liked about Heather. I saw her, like, when they showed her on screen the first couple times, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You have any more left?
You do yours. Hold on.
Okay. My next one is we talked about the two leads with Vincent and Charlie. But I want to talk about specifically the parallels that this show makes between Matt and Fisk are all so fucking good because they're very explicit with it in terms of like there are many scenes where like they're flip-flopping between their two perspectives and they're both doing something that is like morally gray at the same time for different reasons, but like at the end it shows how eerily similar the two characters are like in their nature in terms of like even though I don't like it, Matt is constantly like falling victim to his like addiction, if you want to call it, with like his Daredevil-esque tendencies, and so is Fisk because like I don't think like Fisk genuinely is like ashamed to be the Kingpin sometimes, to a certain extent.
I think he played it like he was at the start of it, but at the end of the season,
he does feel, to a certain extent, he does feel that way though. Like he doesn't. Like
they kind of showed at the end of the season that he never really didn't want to be Kingpin anymore. He just needed to not be so he could get himself in a better position, which is kind of what they show with that dynamic with that conversation.
It is also like, but like, okay, maybe not Kingpin is not the right word, but like succumbing to his more like darker and like more violent tendencies, especially with like the Adam stuff.
Yeah,
that's where you see it.
Okay, wait, that just reminded me. There's one I didn't want to talk about. I thought Disney Plus was genuinely brave for the amount of gore in this.
Yes.
Like, okay,
yes.
One, obviously that scene of Matt just snapping the Irish dude's leg,
dude,
it's funny. It's very funny. Two, I did not expect it because they had obviously Foggy and they had some gore before that, but that was like wow. Like they had Matt snapping the police officer's arm and you see the bone and the blood.
There was multiple times where he uses like the hook, wraps it around a guy's neck and just chokes him out.
Yeah, which that's not cool, but when he shot the hook through,
I know it's not gore,
there's
but it's
one
like
specific scene where it's like I don't think I've ever seen something so Wilson Fisk on a screen where he is motivating his task force by crushing a dude's skull, and when you see the jaw when you see the skull collapse on one side and the jaw hang off of one, I was like, dude,
I was like, this is crazy.
And like I'm not a person who like is gonna go crazy for gore. Like I don't like the Terrifier movies and shit like that, but I'm watching that and I'm like, this is the most Wilson Fisk thing I've maybe ever seen.
I had this written down. I was like, I don't know how Disney allowed any of the shit that happened in the finale, because in the finale it was like
it was just blood.
I was like, but I'm so glad they did it because they did not hold back at all, bro.
Which I think they should start doing more of that in projects like these.
And I think that part of that is why I fucking loved the entire finale, which because it was like it wasn't just the gore stuff, it was like the narrative stuff. They did not hold back at all.
No, I do think the finale was the best episode of the season.
No, actually, this is my last point that I want to make. The finale was really good. I thought episode 8 was by far the best episode.
Oh, was that when he gets shot?
Episode 8 was the ballroom dance sequence. Every scene with Bullseye was amazing. The tension building throughout the episode was amazing. All the scenes between Heather and Matt when they're getting invited to the dance, or it's like just there's so many good stuff in that fucking episode, and like I just thought it was by far the best one.
I kind of disagree because I didn't like Heather at all, and in episode 9 we see more of the Punisher, and I liked what they did with him. But like I can respect that opinion.
Episode 8 was, in my opinion, but like it was so fucking peak.
Because the back half of this season was a lot better than the front half.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
like
for
significantly.
Sure,
so like if you say even episode like not 7 because that's the Muse episode, but like in that
I fucking
area.
hated Muse, man.
Yeah, do you want to just rattle a few off really fast?
Well, I'm done. I think unless
you're done.
Let me check to see if there's any I didn't because I was kind of jumping around.
I mean, yeah, like that was one of the genuinely shocking things for me about this season. While he checks, is just how brave they were with a lot of character choices, and like especially with the gore. When you were writing a show about the devil, you have to have blood, bro. Yeah. Like when you were writing a show about,
and Netflix didn't hold back at all.
Yeah,
so that was one of the worries when Disney wanted to renew it. Was it like, are they gonna bring back the Netflix like level?
I will say there's this one shot of when he's with Karen and he's in the Daredevil shoot and he's like sitting there with his like face towards the sky and it was like his side profile. I was like, wow, that looks like a comic panel. Like, cause when you see Daredevil, you see like he's not fully shaven on his neck. He's got kind of like a stubble, and he's got the sharp ass jawline, the 2 horns. The mask looks amazing. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, dude, that was that looks like a comic panel that you just put into the show.
Yeah. I don't have anything else written down. You don't have anything else left,
Yeah,
right?
I'm done with that. So that means we could probably wrap this up and move to our second segment.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to our second segment.
Introduce when we get to it. Okay, see you guys in a few minutes seconds.